Okay, we're back at the farms, and yes, again, a little bit behind on catching up with all this shit. Alright, this is about Antonio Brice. And there's also some shit in here which is kind of now old, I guess, about Micah and JDA, but anyway. I thought we'd try to go over this as briefly as possible. 16 days ago, of course, 16 days ago being, like August the 1st or whatever. So, Antonio Brice discusses the EVS cover of Brand Way of the Gun with a concerned commenter. Antonio's dismissive of the commenter's concerns as he doesn't believe this individual backed his campaign, therefore denying the right to express any doubts about the inevitable completion of the EVS cover. Antonio claims that he heard from Ethan a few days ago about the cover. There appears to be no doubt in Antonio's mind that Ethan will draw the cover. And we can't, I don't think, yep. Requested content can be loaded try again later. So the farms is once again having problems, but fortunately we provided a link so we can go and look at this shit. Okay. See what that quotation was about. That's that's the username is just an exclamation point. Interesting. 24 years. Not going to sugarcoat it. I don't see the EVS cover happening anytime soon, if at all. Ethan is too busy with all the stuff he's got going. He is a very busy man. Just that EVS tier alone has more support than the others combined, and I'm guessing his cover is included in at least one other option as well. A very likely assumption, probably, but I don't know for sure because I didn't. Anyway. Frustrating to hear, I'm sure, but I'd rather see you refund everyone and start over with a new campaign. Oh, he's never going to do that. After getting everyone on this first book fulfilled, then flapping in the wind with this. Well, that's what some CG people are all about, is just leaving you twisting in the wind. So Antonio replies, again, this is really weird since you aren't a backer. I suppose on Kickstarter it wouldn't matter, because on Kickstarter I'm pretty sure most campaigns, if not all, have it to where, and I don't know if that's something they choose or if it's just automatic with Kickstarter, but I know that on Kickstarter every campaign I go to where there's an update or whatever or anything, it's like the only way you can comment on a campaign is if you back it. Like, you can't fucking, I mean, you can contact the creator without backing it, but you cannot you cannot comment on it. You can't leave comments on the campaign, and you discuss it or whatever. You can't leave comments on updates or anything unless you're a backer. So you know that whoever is talking to you there is a backer, because otherwise they wouldn't be posting there. We don't know each other. I can't imagine just randomly showing up to voice your concerns to something you haven't supported. Ethan publicly acknowledged that he agreed to do a cover for this project multiple times. I actually heard from him directly about the cover a few days ago. I'll address that and my plans for completing this project with my backers. Ethan has a history of being perhaps somewhat tardy, but eventually getting things done. It's like, for a long time, I think a lot of people thought that the Oddity, is that the name of it? That Ethan was never going to get around to doing his cover or whatever for that, and he did. It's like it just took a while. Now the campaign still hasn't shipped, but so this is still in demand. Jesus, in demand. March 26th, the campaign closed, or the funding period closed March 26, 2020. Nice tits, nice boobies, but yeah, it's like, and look, it's like 12,000 and stuff that he's got more than 20K he's gotten after the funding period ended. Wow. And he still hasn't fulfilled shit. Okay, well, anyway. All right, 7 days ago, and 7 days ago, August 16th, Antonio posts an update on brand Way of the Gun campaign, stating that the EVS cover will no longer be available to all backers who selected this cover, i.e. the vast majority of his backers. Will be allowed to choose another, including a new cover from an artist that has yet to be determined. Antonio apparently contacted Ethan, who claimed he is too busy to fulfill on his promise of a variant cover. Ooh, well. So much for that. And, of course, here is the thing. August update. Hello, everyone. My hope was to have the preview ready for everyone to check out. It's definitely coming, but I have unfortunate news to share. So I'd rather get that out of the way, and then you guys can reach out to me and we can discuss things further. Why the hell is there a She cover by Kanan White offered on this campaign? A She cover? This is... Huh? Okay, that's weird. I don't think I ever looked at this campaign, by the way. I don't think... I mean... I saw Antonio on, Ethan's streams, and I remember, remember him, coming on from time to time, and I remember that, yeah, he had some kind of campaign, but I don't actually ever remember looking at it. Anyway, a few actors contacted me, Ethan Van Sciver's cover for this project. I did not have it when we launched, but even when Ethan agreed to do the cover, I knew it would be some time before he would be able to actually complete the art. But I expected to have it before we were ready to go to print. I obviously appeared on his channel and promoted the cover as well. I contacted Ethan directly because of some of the messages you guys have sent me, and unfortunately informed me that he's a bit backed up and can no longer do the cover for us. Okay, so there goes what I just said. It's like, yeah, he did manage to get that cover for that one, but of course that seemed to be a thing. I don't know if that was part of Ethan trying to help promote other people or whatever in CG, a year or 2 or 3 ago, but it does seem like there were a lot of, Ethan covers offered on projects at some point, and, obviously he doesn't do that anymore. So anyway, where was I? Fully understand what this means. I know that this will disappoint most of you. The majority of you ordered Ethan's cover. I spent a few hours speaking with Kanan about the best way to handle the cover. He wanted to create a new cover, but he already has 2 covers in our set, and I also would like to have someone create a new cover that you all will be excited about. All of you will also have the option to pick any of the other covers we have available as a replacement. I've contacted a few artists already. Once I narrow that list down, we will go from there. We are about to pick production back up shortly. Part of my conversation with Kanan was coming up with a plan to actually get to the finish line on this book, and I look forward to showing you new pages once they come in. New pages. Still getting new pages in. Jesus. After all this time. Man. That's it. Feel free to reach out. All these projects has been learning experience. Sorry, don't have better news. Yeah, I'm sure everybody is. Man. That is just... That's... Ish. Oh, man. Okay. Alright. Just now, someone in the chat broaches this subject with Ethan, to which Ethan responds, he hasn't spoken to Antonio in 2 years, and has no idea what he's talking about. The last time I recall Antonio being on Capstream is maybe February of 2020, shortly after the launch of the book in question. So we're certainly approaching 2 years since Ethan and Antonio spoke, at least publicly. I remember Antonio spurging out because Ethan wanted him to push his book. But Antonio didn't come here to sell shit. And got extremely salty at people giving him promotional advice. So someone is lying. Let's hear it, Frog. We want the truth. Why are you mistreating this poor man? Are you upset that he didn't ask you to be the artist on Damn Drops Super Official? I bet that's it. Apologies for not timestamping the YouTube link. Since it's live at the time it posted, not sure how I can do that properly. And then somebody did post a full-size screenshot, which, you know, all the Kiwis might want to start doing that, by the way, because it does look like the, you know, you're not going to be able to necessarily to count on enlarging the shit. I don't know. Of course, I don't even know. It's like, it could be that the whole thing's down right now, and this is only, I'm only able to see this because I already had it loaded and cached. I don't know. Alan McKinney, 3 days ago being, well, 3 days ago, Tuesday, whatever. We're about to pick production back up shortly. Part of my conversation with Kanan, blah, blah, blah. So that's a quote, which is it? Picking back up? LOL. What's been going on with this campaign over the past year or more? Well, it's more than 2 years. I mean, shit. This entire project has been mismanaged and is beyond late. Finish the book before worrying about variant covers. Fair point. And Antonio's response, you know full well that we haven't been working on the book because Kanan was drawing Super Official. Yeah, and that was kind of completely pointless, wasn't it? You shouldn't have launched another fucking project, you know, and tied up your artist while you were still needing him to finish a current project. And that project, obviously the reason why he started is because he thought that that guy, because he had, I don't know, does he have 1 million subs on YouTube or more? I don't know. It's some kind of food reviewer or some shit. You know, Antonio clearly thought that, oh, this is going to be a cash cow. I'm going to be able to get lots of sales off of this. And it's like, nope. Turned out all of those people who watch food review videos weren't interested in some weird-ass comic about the guy from the food review channel. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that that comics and food reviews really kind of went together all that well anyway, but somebody apparently thought that. Somebody thought, some galaxy brain thought that that was a good match, and it's like, I don't think so, but whatever. You know that because I said so in a previous update, so pretending like you're unaware is very disingenuous on your part. You've mentioned my food book in several of your temper tantrums, which other backers can still read. I have to replace the cover before I can print and ship anything. Surely you realize that as well, but please keep going. And then Alan replies, I guess when you're the customer, you can throw temper tantrums. If you don't like it, put out the book. You're beyond late, LMFAO. If you want to talk shit to me, that's cool, but fulfill your obligations. Maybe when Brand 3 does 5K, you'll regret all your BS. If he even does a Brand 3, it probably will do that poorly, or maybe more poorly. Apparently he and Ethan don't talk anymore or anything. They're not friends anymore. Ethan, at some point, bemoaned the fact that, I have a black friend, Antonio. And then he was like, oh, yeah, he's not really around anymore. I guess I don't have a black friend. So anyway, Antonio replies, this is why I can't take you serious. You're too worried about me and my business. It's his business, dude, because he has money invested in you. And he's paid for something ahead of time, and you're dicking him around, not getting it to him. It is his business. It's his fucking money, dude. You bought a comic book, and now you're a crazy stalker guy. No, just understandably fucking pissed off at your ass for taking 2 motherfucking years plus and still not getting anywhere with it, apparently. Whatever I do in the future, you don't have to be concerned about it. As I mentioned before, I certainly don't want any further dealings with you. And that probably will be an attitude that does not win you any friends, and certainly doesn't win you any backers. Stalker, Alan replies. LMFAO, someone's got to care about you in order to stalk you. And I'm sorry, bro, but me and the universe know that no one cares about you. All I care about is where the book is and why you've been procrastinating. You're like a year late and you spaz like a child when I point it out. Like I said, put out the book or refund. Until then, I'ma be on your ass for my product. Antonio replies, I know you care, Alan. You're like a broken ex-girlfriend. No grown man... This coming from a man, by the way, who has dated a woman who allowed a wild raccoon to nurse at her breast. Keep that in mind. Or don't. Now that I've mentioned that, it's like, no, we don't want to think about that, do we? All right. No grown man would harass another grown man the way you do if they were normal. Well, actually, I have to say, yeah. I mean, if you're in business and you promise somebody something, and you're, and it's been 2 goddamn years since they, spent their money, and you still don't have jack shit to give to them, and you're talking like it's going to be an unknown amount of time yet to come, because, oh, well, now we're going to have to replace that cover and blah, 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 and, still getting pages in, and it's like, no, not too sure, when the hell we'll get your product to you. It's like, anybody would be fucking pissed at you by now. Man. Alright, your restraining order crazy? What? Dude, you can't get a restraining order against somebody unless they're coming... Well, I mean, there's no point. I mean, you get a restraining order against him, I suppose, and say, oh, you can't come within 100 yards of me. So what? He's probably not going to come within 100 miles of you. It's stupid to even say that. And then you say, I'm just a customer asking about my comic. He is. He's bitching at you that you're taking so goddamn long. I did not back it. I don't care. But I understand why other people care. You are clearly a disturbed individual. No, he's not. He's a pissed off customer. You have pissed off a customer. That's not a good idea. That's bad business practice to piss off your customers like that. I honestly think law enforcement needs to speak with you. Oh my God. Which is why I've been saving all your messages. What a dipshit. And Alan replies, Broken X LMFAO. I'm an upset customer. Listen, call the cops and try to put out your book. I'll be eagerly waiting to see what shows up first. Don't be in your feelings because you're failing. I figured by now you'd be accustomed to it. Prove me wrong and fulfill your campaign before 2023. P.S. Save this one too. LOL. I feel like this poignant exchange really encapsulates what CG is all about. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Alright, and then Nasser says, he should know that it is a backer, considering his comment section is set to backers only. Oh, okay. Well, I did not, where's that? You must have an account to comment. Well, I can't see that screenshot, so you must... Oh, you must be a backer to comment. Okay. So I guess you have to be... Do you have to be logged in? See, this says you have to log in. Does that mean you have to be logged in to see the message that says you can't comment unless you're a backer? That's interesting. That's a weird system. But whatever. Okay, so yeah, okay, so but yeah, that appears to be what it says. I mean, we can't see the bigger screenshot, unfortunately, but yeah, that appears to be what it says. You have to be a backer to comment. So, Indiegogo comments can be set to open comments from anybody or to backers only. All right, so there we go. So Indiegogo does have that functionality, I guess. I guess most people leave it to where you can comment no matter what, though, because I'm pretty sure. Well, no, maybe not, because like here, that's the difference, I guess, between Kickstarter and Indiegogo. This apparently is set to you can only comment if you can't even see whether or not you can comment unless you're logged in, but you can't comment unless you're a backer on this campaign. But you can read all the comments that people have posted. It's all public. On Kickstarter, you can't even fucking see what people have said unless you're a backer. At least on comments on updates and shit, and I think probably comments on the campaign in its entirety. And here's Alan. Alan is keeping us up to date, I guess. Okay, so that's the one that we've been reading, but here's another one 2 days ago. Way of the Gun is at 50% complete. Art color was 30 more pages of art colors to complete. That was stated on 9/7/2020, 8/21/2021. Still no book. LOL. Is anyone else worried about the book's progress? Probably a fair number of people have just given up by now. Decided to write it off. I don't think Brice considers himself CG anymore. Yeah, probably not. A lot of people don't, but then again, it's like... I don't think CG means anything other than your relationship with Ethan. His response, though, is very much interesting, or very much something we hear about. We hear out of CG professionals. You're not a customer, you're a stalker. Yeah, there's a lot of that. You complain about me on the internet, so that makes you a crazy psycho obsessed with me. What about me? Yes. Someone talking about you on the internet, positively or negatively, doesn't make them a stalker or obsessed with you. A customer is someone who buys your book. Anyone who is a customer needs to be dealt with professionally within the boundaries of your business. Even if that person is unreasonable and hateful, your response is to politely offer them a refund, and if they continue to cause trouble, you refund the book and tell them to leave. Politely. You aren't Professor X, you don't know people's motives, and you wouldn't be selling comics online if you were that good with social interaction. Yeah. I hear Micah Curtis is spurging out on me hunting for his docs. Micah, I already have it. Just not interested in going to your trailer. Go get a girlfriend or something. And here is a random screenshot of trailer houses. I think Testify pointed out that Micah's got wood paneling behind him wherever his camera's set up, and he believes that kind of paneling only occurs in trailer houses nowadays. So obviously Micah lives in a trailer house, which I don't know whether he actually does or not. Don't really care. Okay, someone is lying. They're probably both lying. They are, after all, both liars. Brice probably knew that his chances of getting the cover he was promised evaporated with his usefulness to the Frog. And the Frog has a long history of promising people art and getting it to them when it's convenient. If it's never convenient, guess what? Watching Brice spurg at his customers for complaining about his failure to deliver on his own promises is so fucking ComicsGate, it's amazing. Everyone from Ethan down to Winger has pulled that one out of the playbook. Many have multiple times. Zach, the patron saint of CG, is my current favorite CG customer service technician. Buy sexually colored hot dogs for everyone. Spoiler, coming in 2022 from the people who brought you Jawbreakers 49, Rainbow Brute, and that one Flash comic in 2009. Ugh. That's hard on the eyes. All right, that's Micah. I don't know. And of course, the Micah thing. It's like he's, we can't view that. But Micah managed to get all of his people to go and mass flag JDA and get him kicked off Twitter, and they tried to do the same thing with getting him kicked off Patreon, but apparently that didn't work. Alright, so I believe that's it. That's the end of the Antonio stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I never even looked at this. I mean, was there Weldon, Dark Santana, Digital Mega Pack, Digital Tier, round 1 and 2. So that's 2 comics, but it's $25 fucking for the 2 of them to get it digitally. That's really too expensive. Here's the She cover, apparently. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. So, I have no fucking clue what this is about, and I'm not going to bother reading to find out. So, but apparently this has been being, I don't know, well, what did it say? January 2021, estimated shipping. So, on the one hand, well, and I don't know, I mean, that's probably something to have been cautious about in the first place, for people to have kind of worried about, because when this campaign was going in March of 2020, and it was telling you it'd be nearly a fucking year before, you got there. 79, 11, 51, 3, 3, 618. So almost everybody apparently backed the cover. That ain't gonna happen. Although apparently Ethan, said that he hasn't talked to him, so I guess Ethan hasn't specifically said, according to Ethan at least, he hasn't actually told Antonio that, oh no, there's no way, dude, I'm not doing that. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know what to believe. But again, like I said, when it's when the delivery date is that far out, that's something to worry about. I mean, again, it's like Ethan does that. He has like really far out delivery dates, but so far he has, eventually delivered on everything. So there's that. But not everybody is going to do that. Some people are, even if he hasn't like taken the money and run, it's like you still may be waiting a year. I mean 7 months late on what was already a very generous, amount of time to get the damn thing out. I don't know, but and it's not like everything. I mean, frankly, most of the CG campaigns, as far as I'm aware, actually do fulfill. But every time there's one of these that fucking does not, or takes way the hell too long, and it does so specifically because 3 campaigns. It's like he did this thing. See, apparently he did this one, I guess, or no, this one, and apparently got that done, and then launched this one, and then took his artist off of doing that to do this one. Because this guy, the damn drops or whatever dude, still fucking in demand. Back to December 16th of last year. But anyway, it's like, let's do a comic of this guy because he's got this fucking gigantic YouTube channel or whatever. And what did you get? You got so far, even staying in demand, you've managed only to get 156 backers and only $6,142, which cannot really possibly be worth it, especially not when you had your other campaign that you were already doing, you're already supposed to be fulfilling, that you fucking, you raised. I mean, even in the funding period, you raised more than twice as much as this thing's raised in its entirety so far. And you've raised a hell of a lot more since then. So you got a 32, almost 33K campaign that you are fucking over all your backers on because you've taken so fucking long to get around to it. And the reason, a major part of the reason, is because, you decided that you'd do this instead because you thought it was a great business opportunity, presumably, and instead it's like, nope, it has wound up essentially being an albatross. So, there we go. Ugh, depressing. But backer beware. Alright, until the next one.